Hello. It's a sunny day in late February, and I'm in a corner of my garden that's normally quite damp and shady. It's not that much use for growing anything. I've tried growing fruit here and it didn't really work. But I want to look at something I've managed to establish here. It's actually a British native. This is wild garlic, known as Ramsons. And it grows naturally all over Britain, all over Europe in fact, and it's a favourite amongst foragers. It produces these leaves very early in the season, and they've got a really pungent garlicky flavour. They're great in soups, stews, salads, omelettes, anything that you need a little bit of garlicky flavour. It's not a strong garlic flavour, it's quite aromatic. It's not so much like bold garlic actually, it's quite different. It's absolutely delicious. As any forager will also tell you, it's very medicinal. If you've got any problems with blood pressure or cholesterol, this stuff is very good for it. So it's very much a favourite. What's it doing in my garden? Well, there are a few problems with wild garlic, although it's quite common around Britain. You go out and you can forage it, you can cut the leaves, but the whole part of the plant is nutritious, and it is illegal in England for good reasons to dig up wild plants, so you can't ever touch the roots. The other thing, the problem with going out into the wild and gathering Ramsons, is there are occasional instances of misidentification. Apparently there's the lily of the valley, which can look rather similar. There have been cases of people being poisoned by lily of the valley, mistaking it for wild garlic. I know this is wild garlic because I've planted it here and it's grown up and it's not at all like lily of the valley. So when you are growing it in your garden, although it might seem an unusual thing to do, firstly I can dig up the roots as well if I want, and secondly I do know exactly what I've got growing here. The other thing is it's a bit of a pain in the neck if you just want a few sprigs for salad to go trotting off to your nearest woodland. So I've established it in my garden. I found it very easy to grow, simply because it's a native in this part of the world. I know that it's going to grow well in my garden. Secondly, it likes damp spots, and this is a perfect place for it. So here we are. I've got it growing. It comes up every year with absolutely no attention at all. I pick the leaves from late February for a good few weeks in salads and things like that. It also produces a crop of white flowers, which you can also eat. They also taste of garlic a little bit later in the season. So it's productive for quite a little while. And it comes at a time of year when there's not much else fresh and salady coming out of my garden. So it's brilliant. I'd encourage anyone to do it. I think there are probably a variety of British natives that we could establish in our gardens. It's just that we sort of got out of the habit. But certainly, if anyone's interested in establishing a few native plants, I start with this one. It's wonderful. One note: if you do want to propagate it, it is illegal to dig up wild plants from the English countryside, so don't do it. You may well find it pops up somewhere in your garden or somewhere in a friend's garden, at which point you can dig up a bit of root and transplant it. And certainly, now I've got it here, all my friends are welcome to come and pick some. It's not a problem, and propagate it that way. So you just have to keep your eyes open, and if you get lucky. But like I said, you cannot dig up the roots from the countryside, so please don't do that.